Okay. All right. Um, so I guess I'll be sharing the screen with the light bulb of the library, and that's fine as long as you all can see me. Okay. So, so tonight we're going to be doing some things to strengthen our core, and hopefully that doesn't scare you away, because this is a gentle yoga class and we'll try to still make it gentle. I thought we would start on our backs tonight, and probably in constructive rest pose. And so that you'll be coming down on your back. Your feet will be out to the side and your knees will come together. Or if that's uncomfortable for you, just go into Shavasana. Either is fine. And I'll sit up while I'm getting you centered and everything. So begin to feel your body relaxing into the mat, your shoulders relaxing down, your back releasing to the earth. If your legs are long, feel your legs relaxing down to the earth. Feel your head, the back of your head, sinking into the mat. Close your eyes if they're not already closed. And begin to focus on your breath. Noticing your inhale and your exhale. At this point, we're just noticing it, however it is. So notice how it comes in through your nose and the air travels down through your trachea to your lungs and then back out again. Notice what parts of your body move with your breath. You may notice that your belly rises with the inhale and relaxes back down with the exhale. You may notice that your chest rises and falls. You may also notice that your lungs expand outward in every direction as you inhale, and then relax back in as you exhale. Just focusing on the breath. This is a time for you, so set aside everything else. This hour is for you alone. We're going to go ahead and move to Pranayama, which is a breath practice. And we're going to do Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath, you make a little noise in the back of your throat. And it's like if your mouth was open and you were going to blow some spot on the mirror or maybe the window. And then you feel that little that sound in the back of your throat. And then try it with your mouth closed now. And then on the exhale, you have the same, on the inhale and the exhale, you have the same little noise in the back of your throat. And actually, no one else should be able to hear it but you. Some people think it sounds like the ocean flowing in and out. For me, it's one of the most relaxing of the pranayama practices because you do feel like maybe it's the tide flowing in and out, just inhaling and exhaling over and over again. And you might want to try to lengthen your breath here a little bit as well. And as you begin to relax, you may find it just automatically lengthens. And while you're there practicing your Ujjayi breath, I'm going to read a statement by a Buddhist teacher and chaplain named Justin von Budros. He says, practice isn't about being intense. It's about coming back to ease, letting the mind and body settle into an experience that holds the seeds of expansiveness. I'm going to read it one more time, it's short. Practice isn't about being intense. It's about coming back to ease, letting the mind and body settle into an experience that holds the seeds of expansiveness. I think this quote seems especially appropriate as it relates to yoga. The harder we try, often the more tense we become. So in our class today, see if you can move without tensing, either physically or mentally. Relax into the poses and try for a general attitude of acceptance and compassion for yourself as we move through this evening's classes, because we all know that every day our body changes. Every day we have a different body that can do things that we could do yesterday or maybe not. And so be good to yourself. All right. So now go ahead and let go of the Ujjayi breath. You can use it through the practice if you like. It's kind of nice to do sometimes. And grab your belt or your strap, whatever you have. And we're going to, just so you have it handy here, we're going to start by doing Apanasana, where you can have, let's have the knees bent to begin with. We're going to draw the left knee in towards the chest, holding around the knee of the shin or the thigh, whatever feels best to you. And your left leg, and your right leg can stay bent, or if you like, you can lengthen it out. And then we're going to hold this for a little bit as we breathe here. And with each breath, we're getting a gentle massage on the internal organs on the left side, and also a nice gentle stretch of the lower back on the left side. Your shoulders are resting easily on the floor. Your face is relaxed. Your forehead is smooth. Let's lower that foot. And now bend the right leg. And we're going to bring the right knee in towards the chest. And again, your choice as to where you want to hold your leg, either around the shin or the thigh, your choice. Or you can even take your belt, if neither of those work for you, and just put it around your shin and hold the leg in, and that would be fine as well. Let's go ahead and lengthen the other leg out if you like, if that's all right for your body tonight. And again, we're going to hold this for a few breaths here. Shoulders easy on the ground. Nice long breaths. And again, notice that you're getting this nice, easy, gentle massage of your internal organs on the right side, and a gentle stretch of the lower back on the right side. And now let's lower that foot to the floor and bend your left leg as well, both feet on the floor. And take your belt or your strap or whatever you have, your scarf, and take your, let's say your left foot and put the strap around the left foot. Now, this one is especially important to think about what we talked about at the very beginning of class. It's not important how far your leg comes over your head, or if it even comes over your head at all, or your chest. The idea is you want your leg to be straight, and as straight as you can. And you want the stretch to be in the back of your thigh here. We don't want anything stretching behind the knee. So you have one end of the strap in each hand, and you just hold your leg gently there so that you get a nice, easy stretch in the back of your leg. And now let's go ahead and lengthen the right leg out. And you can flex your foot there if you like. Again, a gentle flex. It's not, you don't want to overdo. So we're going to hold these poses in Supta Padangusasana a little while so that our muscles have a chance to really get a nice lengthening. Let's put both ends of the strap in the left hand, and the right arm goes out in the T with the palm up, and lower your left leg over to the left. And here we're getting this nice gentle stretch. We don't want it to hurt, just a nice gentle stretch of the inner thigh of the left leg. We want to keep both the right shoulder and the right hip on the floor. If you find they're coming up off the floor, you can raise your left leg just a little bit until you are more steady. Breathe into this. And now on your next inhale, lift your left leg up overhead and switch hands. So the strap is in your right hand, both ends of the strap, and your left arm is out in the T with the palm facing up, and lower your left leg over to the right. And this is a bit of a twist even, so that's nice, but we're also getting a nice stretch along the outside of our thigh and around the hip area even. On your next inhale, let's lift the leg back up and then bend the knee and lengthen your left leg out next to your right one. And just notice how your two legs feel. You may notice that your left leg may feel a bit longer than your right leg. Maybe not. Mine does though, so we need to do the other side now. Let's go ahead and bend both knees. And we're going to now put the strap across the right foot. The ends of the strap in each hand, one end in each hand. And again, lengthening this leg, the right leg up as much as you can straight. Your upper arms might be on the floor. For me, that's the most relaxing way to do this. The only thing that's really happening here is we're getting this stretch on the back of the right thigh, on the hamstring there, The rest of the body is relaxed. Let's lengthen out the left leg. And you may lose a little height with your right leg, but that's okay. Remember, we're just easing into these poses tonight. And now put both ends of the strap in your right hand and your left hand, palm up out in the T position. And now lower your right leg to the right. And again, you want to keep your left shoulder and left hip on the floor. If you find your left hip is coming up, then maybe raise your right leg just a little bit until your left hip can rest easily on the floor. On your next inhale, lift your leg up and switch hands. So the straps are in your left hand and your right hand is out to the side with the palm up. And then lower your right leg over to the left. Again, we're getting this nice lengthening of the muscle in the thigh on the outside and a nice stretch around the hip and a little bit of a twist here as well. Let's do 2 more breaths here. And on your next inhale, lift your leg up and then release the strap. And let's set the strap aside for now. Okay. We're going to come into a crescent pose while we're lying down. I'm going to move my mat just a little bit here. Okay. All right. So we're going to start by having our spine nicely aligned. And then we're going to move our feet over, step them over, say to the left, okay? And so that you get a stretch along the right side of your body. And then if you like, you can stay right here if this is enough of a stretch for you. Or if you want a little more, you can press into your head and lift your shoulders over also to the left. And this is an option here as well. So let's just take a few breaths here. You can stay right like this. If you're finding that you could maybe do a little bit more, you could take your right foot over your left ankle. If that doesn't suit you, put your foot back down. And then another thing you can do is you can take your arms overhead and maybe hold on to your right wrist. You can hold on to the right wrist or even hold on to your elbows, cup your elbows. And breathe nicely into the side. And now let's go ahead and release that. We'll start by bringing our arms down. Uncross your feet if they were crossed. Move your shoulders back towards the center of your mat. And then move your feet to the middle back so you're all in alignment again. Let's go ahead and do the other side now. So we'll step our feet over to the right. And you can stay right here if that's good enough for your body. If you want a little more, you can press into your head and move your shoulders over, whatever feels good to you. And then if you want even a little bit more, maybe you take a few breaths here in this position. You say, oh, so it's begun to loosen up along my side. I can go ahead and cross my left ankle over my right one. Only if it feels good. And then your last option is to then also, you might take your arms overhead and hold on to your left wrist or cup your elbows. Nice deep breaths. Really just enjoying this stretch here on of the side body. And now let's start the release. So if your arms are overhead, bring them down to your side. Uncross your ankles if they were crossed. And then begin to move your feet back to the center. Take a moment here for the spine to settle in to alignment again. And then let's do a full body stretch, reaching through your arms, your hands, your feet, your legs, getting a nice stretch. Good. All right, we're going to do some variations of dead bug now. So the dead bug thing is a core strengthening, and we'll go through different options again, and you can stop on the one that you like. So we'll start with our knees bent and our feet on the floor, and take the arms up overhead. Okay. And we're just, to begin with, we'll just lower, say, the left arm down towards the floor, and then up, and the other one goes down. And up with the right hand and down with the left. So again, this, you go only as far as is comfortable for your shoulders. Okay, so this is the first option, and you can continue doing this the whole time if that's what you like. The next option is to do opposite leg and opposite arm. So you might take your left arm, like we were doing, and straighten out the right leg on the floor, and then come back, and then right arm and left leg, and then come back. And so the leg slides, the foot slides along the floor as the arm goes down, and then they both come back up. And if this is good for you, you can stay right here and do this. The next option is we bend our knees, so we have this 90-degree angle at our knees and also our hip with the floor. Okay, so this time we're going to again do opposite arm and leg, and engage your core here, maybe even pressing your low back to the floor. And we're going to exhale and touch the right toe down and the left thumb down, and then back up. And then opposite, right thumb and left toe, and back up. And again, whoops, there we go. Good. A few more times like this. And remember, if this doesn't feel good to you, go back to one of the previous ones, and that's fine. Let's do one more on each side at this level. And the last one, oh no, it isn't the last one. Another one that you might want to try is left arm goes back and you straighten the right leg, hovering over the floor. And then back up and straighten the, oh gosh, I bet I said the wrong one. Okay, straighten the left leg and the right thumb to the floor and continue on. So do we all feel like a dead bug now? I think dead bugs don't do this. Okay, one last option. And this is going to take a little brain power, at least it does for me. We're going to add the option. We're going to take the left thumb down, look away from the left arm, turning your head and lengthening out the right leg. And then coming back up and then lengthen and look over towards the left and up and continue on like that. And again, these are all options. And one more on each side. And then release your feet to the floor if they were up. Ah, yes, and let's take our arms in a T, have our feet at the edge of the mat, and just lower the legs off to the side. And inhale to center, exhale to the other side, inhale to center, and back and forth with your own breath pattern a few times here. This is to help release the back from what our dead bug did to us. One more back and forth. And then come to stillness. Let's take a hold of our knees with our hands and rock back and forth, side to side. And then circle the knees, giving the lower back a really nice massage here. And then reverse the circles. And then bring your feet to the floor. Let's roll to one side and press on up. We're going to come to hands and knees now. And you may want to have your block handy, not immediately, but soon. And as always, if you have trouble with your knees or your wrists, you can put a blanket under your knees. You also can rest on your knuckles so that your wrists are straight. And another option is to come down onto your forearms. And if none of those works, then you can sit in a chair and do the same kind of thing that we're going to be doing here. So you have all these different options. Suit yourself, whatever your body needs. Let's begin with cat and cow. So we're going to exhale and the head will drop and the back towards the ceiling. And then inhale, belly drops and head comes up. And all the motion starts from the hips, from the pelvis. So it's like a nice wave. As you exhale, your pelvis moves and your back rounds towards the ceiling, head drops. On the inhale, your pelvis moves, your belly drops, and your head comes up. And just do this with your own breath pattern for the next few moments. This is so good for the spine and for the core. Let's do one more complete cycle. And then come into stillness. Okay. Let's take the right foot behind us. And we're going to cross over the left foot. If I give myself some room here, I can. There we go. And touch the toes down. So those are the right toes. And then look over your left shoulder to find those right toes. This is another side stretch. And again, a nice, easy on yourself kind of pose. Inhale your leg up behind and then down. And now let's do the other side. So the left leg goes out back, crosses over the right foot. Those left toes touch down, and you look over your the right shoulder at those toes. And then inhale the leg up and bring it back underneath you. Let's sit back into child's pose, take a break. So your knees can be apart. You sit your hips back, your hips towards your heels, and then you lower yourself down. And I'll lower myself in just a moment. You can have your forehead on the floor. You can rest your forehead on your hands or on your arms or on your block, whatever is right for you. Take some nice deep breaths here. And maybe if your wrists were beginning to feel abused there a little bit, roll out your hands and wrists. Maybe even give your wrists a little massage. Okay, let's come back up to table pose. So we're going to take the left leg out behind and bring it over to the side with the foot down on the floor. Okay, now this is where you may want your block. Bring it over to the right side if you need to. And we're going to put our right hand down on the floor or on the block, our left hand on our hip, and open out. Open our chest so that it's facing forward. And then if it's okay with your body, you take your hand up towards the ceiling. So this is a nice side kind of thing to do. And if you are interested, you might want to even try lifting your left leg. It can stay on the floor though, and that will be fine. Now, we're going to keep our leg out to the side and draw ourselves up, upright. We're going to come into bridge pose. So we try to get our body up as much as we can upright. We take our right arm up and our left hand to our thigh, and then fold over the leg. And again, this may not be a very deep side bend, but be kind to your body. If that's not good for you, just take this left leg and put it underneath you and do a side bend that way. Inhale up and bring your knee back underneath you. And let's start again for the other side. Let's take a breath though first. So we're in table pose. We're going to take the right leg out back and out, then swing it out to the side, toes facing forward. And again, you may want your block over here on the left side, and you may not need it. We're going to, I think I won't, no, I think I will. Okay, we're going to lift our body up sideways, opening up the chest, taking our right hand to our right hip. And if you want to, you can stay right here, or you also might lift up that other leg. You also can take your arm up towards the ceiling. Bring that foot down if it was up, and then work your way upright. And take the left arm up by your ear, and then we're going to fold over to the right. This is gate pose, by the way. Lift on up and bring the knee underneath you. And then we're going to come to standing. So however you want to come on up, you might put one foot out in front, tuck the other toes under, and then press on up. Let me adjust the camera just a little bit. So let's take our block, and I need to still adjust this. Okay, that's good. And we're going to put the block between our legs, between our thighs. And I just want you to try something with the block. Move your inner thigh so that the block goes back. Notice what that does to your lower back. And then move your inner thigh so the block comes forward. And notice what that does to your lower back. When we do mountain pose, we want to have our inner thighs moving back. It opens up the low back and helps protect it. So I thought we would just come into mountain pose here with the block and pushed back with our thighs. Take a few breaths here in mountain pose. We'll have our arms by our side. Some people like their hands open like this. Close your eyes if it's comfortable for you, or just look down towards the floor. I find that the block being here also helps me keep my body in alignment. So we want the shoulders over the hips, over the ankles. We want the ears over the shoulders. A lot of us have forward heads. So even though it's not very attractive, you may want to just push your chin back. No one can see you, but you all can see me. That's okay though. Okay. And just relax here in mountain pose. And now keeping the block here, let's open our eyes or whatever. Let me see, do I want to keep yeah, let's keep the block there. Let's go ahead and do a gentle twist. So just take your hand to your belly, maybe both of them in fact. And we're going to inhale and lengthen through the spine and exhale and just turn towards the left. On each inhale, you lengthen through the spine, and on each exhale, you relax into the twist. And again, doing it like this, we're protecting the lower back with the block between our legs. We're not going too far. We're not forcing ourselves into the twist because we have no leverage here. On your next exhale, return to the front. And then let's go the other direction. First, an inhale, lengthening through the spine, and exhale over to the right. So you may think that you're not twisting very far, but that's really okay. And again, with each inhale, you lengthen through the spine, and each exhale, you relax into the twist. And with your next exhale, come forward. And let's go ahead and put the block down for the moment. We're going to do another side bend, crescent pose. We're going to do exactly the same thing that we did when we were lying down, except now we're standing. So there'll be an element of balance with it. Okay. So let's take the right arm up by our ear, left hand down on your leg or beside your leg. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale over to the side. And if this is good enough for you, stay right here. If you want a little bit more stretch along the side, find a focal point and then begin to cross your right foot across your left. Toes can be down still. And again, just like when we were lying down, if you want a little bit more, go ahead and, whoops, I lost my focal point, I guess. Okay, there we go. Go ahead and cup your elbows if you like. Yes, there we go. And then releasing, we start with the arms, uncross the legs, and come back to our mountain pose. And now we'll do the other side. So your left arm goes up by your ear, and you inhale, lengthen, and exhale over to the right. And again, if this is enough for you, that's fine. Stay right here. If you want a little more, go ahead and find your focal point. And then when you're ready, take your left foot across your right. Yes. And if you like, you can cup your elbows again. So I find this a whole lot easier to do it when I'm lying on my back. Let's release the arms, the foot, and come back to the center here. Okay. Let's take the block one more time. We're going to hold it in front of us like this, and we're going to come into a warrior one pose. So start from the top of your mat. Okay, you know what it's like. So we're going to step back with the left foot. Left leg is straight. The foot is angled out a little bit. Front knee is above your ankle or behind your ankle. And we're just going to take this block in front of us and lift it on an inhale and exhale forward. So we've barely done anything for our shoulders. This next bit will be for the shoulders. We'll do this 3 more times. I think we need one more. How can I lose track, right? Okay, good. And now we're going to inhale it up and then bend at the elbows. So just inhaling up to the above, exhaling, bending. And a couple more. Good. Now we're going to stay here. We're going to circle the block around our head. So we're getting good motion in our shoulders, shoulder blades, keeping our balance. Let's go one more time in that direction, and then reverse. Okay, last one. Good. Arms down. Let's step forward. Let's shrug the shoulders just a little bit here. Anything that feels right, maybe shake out your arms. And now let's do the other side. Well, the other leg back. So right leg back. Again, that right foot is at an angle. You can't see that. And your front leg is bent. And you have that knee over your ankle or behind it. And again, we'll do the same things. We'll inhale up and exhale down. And 3 more, and I promise I'll keep track this time. Okay, that's it. Up one more time, and then bend at the elbows and up. Exhale down and up. Exhale down and up. Exhale down and up. And this time we'll bend and stay and begin to circle the block around our head. And reverse. And then release and step forward. Let's put the block down. Boy, maybe shake out the arms, maybe alternate shoulders back and then forward. Just whatever feels good to your shoulders. Maybe stretch it out. Yes. Maybe grab your fingers, your hands, interlace your fingers behind you. Feel your shoulder blades together. Yes. And release. All right, good. Let's release the hips a little bit too here. So we're going to take our feet maybe the width of the mat apart and just do a hula hoop here. Releasing the spine and the hips a little bit. And then next time you're at the front, reverse. And then come to stillness. Good. All right. We're going to do the beginning of sun salutation. And then I will go through it 3 times. And on the third, we'll put our hands down to the floor. And let's just step back into downward facing dog and then down into table pose. So we'll inhale out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward, flat back, release. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, bend your knees, press your feet into the floor, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, arms to your side. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward, flat back, and release. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, down. Inhale, sweep our arms out and up. Exhale, down to the side. Okay, last time. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward, flat back. Release down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, bend your knees, hands to the floor. Step back into downward facing dog. Maybe come up on your toes. Maybe pedal your feet, whatever you like. And then come to stillness and take a few breaths here. And then release down into table pose. Okay, everyone release down to table pose. And then down into child's pose. Take a few breaths. And now press back up to table and let's move on to our back. Yes, knees bent, arms by your side. Bring your feet to the edge of the mat. And again, let's do this very gentle little twist here, dropping the knees from one side to the other. And if there's anything else that you would like to do before you move into Shavasana, go ahead and do it. Any twist or stretch that you would like. And then settle yourself into Shavasana. Lengthen out your legs if that's comfortable for you. Close your eyes. Focus on your breath. Notice how your body feels all over. Breathe in deeply and exhale fully. And again, inhale deeply and exhale fully. Release to your natural breath. And now imagine that you are lying in a small, beautiful garden, rich with colorful flowers. You lie there for a moment and listen to the birds chirping and the wind gently flowing through the trees. Now imagine a warm, healing light shining on you, enveloping you. Bask in its warmth for a time. Now picture the light concentrating on your feet, sinking into them. Any tension releases into the light's comfort as it spreads through your feet. Your skin may tingle or feel warm under the light. The light moves up to your lower legs and your knees, bathing them in light and penetrating the legs the knees, and you feel it dissolving all pain and stress with warmth and light. The light moves further up your legs to your thighs. They feel heavy and warm as the light sinks deep through the muscles, draining tension, healing. Now the light moves up to the hips and lower back. Feel the tension drain away. The light is soft, powerful, and warm. The light reaches the abdomen, sinking deep and soothing away all stress. It is illuminating every fiber, every organ, encouraging healing. It feels as if a soft, light cushion envelops you. The light moves to your chest, gentle and strong. Feel it penetrate each cell, bringing light, relaxation, and healing, reaching all the way to your spine and the muscles of your back. Relax in it, allowing it to do its work, healing you. Now the light moves to your shoulders, sinking deep and soothing away all tension and stress. Feel your shoulders release into the earth, warm and relaxed. Send yourself loving thoughts as the light flows down each arm to the tips of your fingers. Feel the warmth and ease flow through these muscles, releasing tension. Now the light shifts to your neck. Feel it sink through your skin, relaxing your neck and throat, filling them with pure, loving energy. As the light focuses on your head, feel it flowing from your lips and jaw, and the cheeks and the nose, to the eyes, the forehead, and scalp, relaxing all the muscles of your head, easing your brain with its warmth and healing energy. Now concentrate the light on any part of your body that still is tense or needs healing. Imagine it's like a flashlight shining onto that one part of you. Feel the warmth and healing power of the light as it focuses on you. Imagine your body completely relaxed, released to the earth. And for the next few moments, let the light bathe your whole body in warm, healing light. Bask in its warmth and soothing power. And now feel free to stay relaxed here in Shavasana. But if you would like to finish with me, begin to move your fingers and your toes, wrists and ankles. Maybe rock your head back and forth gently. Maybe you'd like to have a full body stretch. And when you're ready, bend your knees and roll to one side. And press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra in front of your heart center. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all the love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you along. Thank you for joining me this evening. Namaste. Have a good week, everybody. Have a good 2 weeks. I'll see you then.
Thank you for coming, everyone. Thank you, Becky. I'm going to go ahead and turn our recording off now.
Okay, that sounds fine.